Good night, dear teacher. I know it's a bit late, but I am barely finding a chance to make my homework because I've been working all day long, and this is the only chance for me to do my homework. Today, I'm gonna speak a really short conversation to myself, and my topic is history and wars. I have chosen this topic because among the airports, airplanes, and the being generous and being stingy, I can say much more things about history and wars. In high school time, I was really fond of history classes because I like the Ottomans and the early Turkish Republic, the establishments, and this topic is much more comprehensive than that because the history doesn't exist just only Ottoman Empire. There were lots of empires such as the Great Britons, the Japans, or etc. Let me begin with the Turkish wars. As we know, the Turks came from the Middle Asia to Anatolia. It was beginning in the 1048 Dandanakan war. After that, 1071 Malazgirt wars. We came and settled here, and we turned ourselves the settlers from nomadic tribes. After that, the Ottoman Empire had been established, and we were really in most of wars because we want to exceed our territories, and we want to be more rich in terms of the soil, the trades, the all the other things like livestock or etc. Uh, when we look at the Ottoman Empire war and history war, most of times we had clashes between our neighbors such as Austria, Russia, the Persian in the east, so on. We always try to be more powerful because we have lots of brave soldiers like nowadays. And not only that, sometimes we had war because to keep peace in our territories. Uh, as as I see this topic, I was last week I was watching a film called Pearl Harbor. The Pearl Harbor was also a war because the Japan air forces bombed the Pearl Harbor and the American Navy there. Lots of the history has been witnessed lots of wars. Sometimes they were gentle, sometimes they were very cruel. As we all know, the Irish Independence War and the film Braveheart was the main character of the that wars. And of course the first world war and the second world war. At in our We didn't participate in the first world war, but we were in favor of the Germany. So Germany was beaten, so we deemed to be beaten, and And likewise, the Second World War, we didn't participate, but we had suffer much more things economically. So the history is full of wars, and I want to mention the nowadays history, and we can call the close the near history period. I don't think that nowadays there is going on some very cruel and bloody wars, because when the technology advances, the wars will be the information and technical wars. I mean, we are living in the informational period and the tech period, so you don't need to be fight neck to neck. You just click on this button, and maybe you can collapse all the enemies systems. So in a nutshell, I can barely mention that the wars will be changed, and always we cannot be thinking the war should be neck to neck. Yes, in the history there were really close combats. I mean confrontation, but in nowadays or in the future there won't be any really close combats. I can say much of things, but as far as I remember these things. Thank you for consideration and time. I think I get a good grade. I hope so. I really want it. So hope to see you in the next chapter.